and a special welcome to Doane. It is my pleasure to introduce and welcome today's commencement speaker, James Beatty. His bio is in the program, but I'll just hit some of the highlights. JB was a 1970 graduate of Doane College, is the president of NCS International that is located in Omaha. He was named one of America's top 50 consultants by Consultant Connection. He has worked on over 300 projects representing 30,000 plus jobs and investments of over $3 billion. He has written extensively on economic development, and his work has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Atlanta Business Journal, The Nation's Business, and the New York Times. He was appointed to the Congressional Office on U.S. Technology Assessment and has delivered keynote speeches to the National Governors Association and the Aspen Institute. Doane University has recognized JB with the Paul Kurzenbrock Humanitarian Award as well as the Honor D Award. Additionally, he was the first African American to graduate from Doane with a degree in mathematics. And over lunch, I learned that he was a quarter miler here at Doane, and it was interesting how the longer he talked, the better the times got. He was at 45, then 38, then 37. Remember, JB, the older you get, the faster you were. James Beatty, please.
Here we go. Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Okay, thank you all. Hey, everybody, how's everybody today? I'm told there's free beer at Roger's house afterwards. I'm up in it. Look here, I'm back in my jam. This is it. This is where it was, and where it is, and what it could be and would be, as Robin would say. You know Robin, the comedian? What'd it be like? Well, the English professor said, man, we got him up here? Listen, welcome and greetings from the class of 70, the part I was. I think we were probably the best class in the history of Doane, but at least let me say we were pivotal if we were nothing else. So from the class of 70 and those before and after us, welcome to graduation and commencement. President Hughes, Board of Trustees, I'm told I have to single out Paul Shellstraight because I'm paid every time I say his name. Paul Shellstraight, Paul Shellstraight, Paul Shellstraight. So I need $300 to get back to Omaha, so we straight now. In any event, and his faculty and staff, I wish I knew all of this faculty and staff like you have come to know them. All I see and hear out of them is love for you as students, wanting to help you get ahead. And this tassel is wearing me out, but be that as it may. And to the band, I want to say, I went to the concert last night. I was up in the joint, and I heard this choir. They just acted up, and the band went. Give me a note. Give me a note up there. Something from James Brown. And let me know. Give me a note. I'm telling you, man, this was all good. And family and friends, those of you that have emptied your pocketbooks to come to Doane, that have paid the tuition, the fees, and anything else that President Hughes had asked for, thank you so much. I know you're tired of, but Dad, Mom, I need, you know what I mean? I won't tell you what the tuition was when I came here, but it wasn't affordable then. I couldn't afford it back then. So God bless you for doing what you have done. Doane has prepared you. But you know what? I want you to meet the most special Doane person I have met in my life. Now, she was with me earlier, but this was my wife of 57 years who I met in this building right up here when she came into what was then known as the Campus Center. Erling Clay, now Beatty, from St. Louis. I can't even find her. Where you at? Where you at? So, there she is. There you go. Would you give her a round of applause? Now, I'm going to tell you a true story. I'm going to tell you a true story. I'm going to tell you what the Lord liked. I'm going to tell you the truth. When she walked into the campus center, I was sitting with my boys. Fellows, in other words. Don't say boys now because you're going to piss some people off. But I was with my fellows and said, you know what? You see that young lady right there? I'm going to marry her. And I did 57 years ago. Now go and tell that, all right? Now, go and tell that. So here's what else you're doing. Hey, y'all working on the note over there? Come on, give me something to work with here now. Give me some music up in this count. Okay, now you are special. You are special. You know, now these Doane students have stolen all of my address. There's nothing else I can say about your sacrifice and this and that. They've said it all. So what's left for me? Well, I'm going to try my best to tell you what I think I know. 23.2% of people over 25 in the United States have baccalaureate degrees. That puts you in pretty special company. This morning we talked to the honorees and recipients of their masters and doctorates in sequence, masters 6%, and 2% for doctorates of all people 25 and older in the United States. I didn't go to the world yet. I only Googled this for a little bit or so. But I got to tell you, since President Hughes called me on March 21st at 11:29 a.m. and said, JB, will you be our speaker? I want to tell you my life changed. I started walking differently. I started praying more. God, please let me live until May 17th. If you don't do nothing else, let me live. Let me not go to jail. Let me not get hurt. Let me not lose my voice. I got to get down here and talk. Talk. That's what we do in Chicago, talk on the west side. But you know what? I'm so glad I'm here. And I'm not going to be long. I talked too short this morning, so I'm going to talk longer this afternoon. Yeah, right, okay. So I see people waving fans and all that. Don't you just hate speakers that just keep talking when you know that you just bored as hell and they just keep talking and talking. Well, I'm going to talk for a minute anyway. I want to get this straight. So you have overcome, but here's what you did. Every day we have a gift of 1,440 minutes a day. You told you I was a math major. I mean, I can count. If I can't do nothing else, I can count. I can count, multiply, and divide. I can cipher, baby. I can do all that. Over a year's time, you have 525,600 minutes. What have you done with them, and what will you do with them? You've taken the first step. You've taken one of many steps. Now, here's what I like. Because most commencement speakers will say, well, once you go out in the real world, well, where the hell you been? You've been in the real world. You've not been on Mars. You've been in the real world. You've had to deal with this in your life. You've had to put up with the sleepless nights, with some of the assignments you had to work with. You had to pray. I learned a long time ago, they said, you know, the Supreme Court outlawed prayer in school. Well, you know, here's what I learned. As long as there's tests, there's going to be prayer in school. So you are prepared to be leaders, but I want you to be servant leaders. I want you to be sacrificial in what you do. Sometimes you may be the only one that believes in what you're doing, but if you know it's right, you just keep doing it. Some of the leaders that you have read about, history or in the news, look at where would we be if we didn't have cars? Henry Ford. But you know what? Henry Ford was not the inventor of cars. So if you put that on your test, you're wrong. It was Carl Benz in Germany. That's right, 1888. I looked it up. 1888. The Ford was 1896. Thomas Edison. Over 1,000 failures in the laboratory to get the incandescent light bulb to work. Alexander Graham Bell. He had the audacity as a teacher of the hearing impaired. They called them deaf back then, but we're more politically correct now. Of the hearing impaired. He had this thought he could make speech be transmitted over wires. When he got that perfected, to his standard anyway, he took it to the White House. And one of the people in the White House, most namely the president, Rutherford B. Hayes, said to him, wow, that's such an amazing invention, but who would ever want to use one of them? But then, in my generation, Martin Luther King, he didn't ask to become a leader. He was drafted into it, right? It was his time. He didn't know it. He didn't realize it at that time, but out of Montgomery, Alabama, where he was head of the church there, had it not been for Rosa Parks, who I've had the pleasure of meeting, to say, I'm not giving up my seat, where would we be? Don't you think King got tired? Don't you think King knew that he was going to be killed in America for standing up for people that could not stand up for themselves? But he kept on. That's what you got to do. That's what you 194, did I have it right, Roger? Seniors have to do. Stand up. You're going to be in the fields. You're going to be in education, medicine, and the list goes on. Are you going to be the leader you can be? You are the one that have to make it happen. And as you take that trip, sometimes people will be against you. Sometimes you may even fall down. But you know what I learned a long time ago? If you can look up, you can get up. Telling you what I know. There are three Doane leaders I want to talk about that they don't even know I'm talking about them. That were in the class of 70 with me or thereabouts. James Cotsana. You probably don't know that name, but you know 9/11. James Cotsana, who walked with me, was my good friend here from New Hampshire, had never seen a black person in his life. Till he got here. I got a whole nother story there, but that's another commencement. I'll do that one at Hastings or something like that. But James Cotsana, we became tight, but he became one of the top interrogators after 9/11. CIA, Doane College, I'm giving my age away, Doane College. You're a whole damn university now. You got a whole lot of colleges up in this place, man. I'm sorry, it was Doane College when I came here, and in my heart it is, but I know it's Doane University. James Cotsana, top interrogator in for the United States. Tom Mangelson, you see his pictures all the time, right? Wildlife photography, he's been on 60 Minutes. I remember Tom walking around here for 4 years. Tom always kept a camera and a long army trench coat. I never seen him go to class. I just saw him walk around for 4 years. And Dr. Tom Tonges, who's no longer with us, but became a leader in medicine. I loved how he got involved. You see, I didn't get involved. I certainly got involved in athletics, but I didn't get involved in all of the activities that Doane offered back then, and they offer more now, but he did. One of the top people in the country in that. Folks, you represent the solution to many of the problems, not just in America, but in this world. But you have to do it. I'm asking you to do it one world at a time. Your world in Donovan, Crete, Exeter, Lincoln, Omaha. Come on, man, I got movement going on here. You know what I'm saying? Come do it. One leader at a time. Make your sacrifice. Make your commitment. And as a leader, remember, your mission is to help others become better. You are a servant leader. I contend to you and anyone on YouTube that watches this that Doane University will change this world one Doane graduate at a time. Thank you.